Yo, what's up guys, usually Reggie here, back with another video, and today we are going to be trying to create an entire Roblox game in 1 hour or less. Now I know this is going to be extremely difficult for me, but I am going to give it my best shot. I'm going to be using a lot of pre-made assets to at least try and speed up the process, but I know it's going to be really difficult. I'll try making as much as I can from scratch. Now if you guys do end up enjoying this video, make sure to leave a like, and I also have a 100 player Roblox tournament coming up. It's going to be a custom held tournament and you'll be featured in my next video, so make sure you go to the Discord in the description below so you can sign up for that. But without further ado, let's try making a Roblox game in 1 hour. Alright, so we have nothing in our project so far that will help us make our game, so without further ado, let's get this timer started in 3, 2, 1. Alright, let's go. So my first instinct as a professional Roblox game developer was to just ask ChatGPT for ideas. Now I'm not gonna lie, ChatGPT did give me some good inspiration, but it didn't really lead me in the way I wanted it to, so I kind of just had to wing it and come up with my own idea. So my great idea that I came up with was some sort of movement-based obstacle course. I wanted movement similar to CSGO with all the surfing and strafing, but I also wanted something unique, so I decided to incorporate a movement method of my own, and this movement method ended up being rolling. It's something I don't really see in a lot of Roblox games, so I thought it'd be interesting. Now, I do have to opt for a really simple character since we are on a tight time constraint, and you won't believe the shape I chose for our character. It's a cube. Now, you might be wondering how a cube is going to roll, but we'll get to that. I went ahead and created the character just by copying my character, making all the essential body parts invisible, and just replacing the torso with a cube that's of equal size. This is usually the easiest way to make a custom character in Roblox. Usually it's not the best way because you could run into issues later down the line, but we're on a 1 hour time constraint, so I had to be quick about this. I just went ahead and made all the important parts transparent and made sure that there weren't any parts that were conflicting. I also made sure that the cube was welded to the body so that we could actually see our character move, and you should be able to see him in a bit right here. Watch this, watch this. Oh, look at him go. He's amazing. I also did a bit of adjusting to the character's height to make sure that the height was good, and he did end up sliding all over the place, which wasn't good, so I had to find an optimal height that would actually make him float off the ground just a bit. So after I got a good solid character foundation going, especially for the character's looks, I finally went ahead and started coding. And by coding, I mean taking code from the Roblox Developer Hub. Now I did have to yoink a bit of code because it is really hard to make an entire movement system from scratch within this time frame, but I did end up making my own few adjustments and making sure that the code worked properly for what I wanted. Once I finished making my adjustments to the movement script, I went ahead and tested it out, and it actually worked really well. I got a nice fluid movement system that felt like CSGO and felt something that just had more acceleration behind it rather than the normal Roblox movement system. After refining the movement system, I went ahead and started messing with the world's gravity. I wanted to get a gravity that made the character's jumps feel a lot lighter than normal, rather than Roblox's normal jumps which feel very heavy. I wanted to make sure that the character was able to roam around the world and also do obstacles in a very fluid motion rather than very snappy jump actions. In the end, I got a really nice jump working, and I was really happy with how it came out. Okay, enough dream speedrun music. That entire segment of making the character took me a solid 21 minutes, so I was already low on time, so I really had to get to work on the map. Pretty much what I did was I just shrunk the base plate to a tiny little cube, and then I started adding some textures to it and started duplicating it around, scaling it, and just trying to get a good looking map going. I made sure that the spawn point was very visible and obvious, and I made sure that the jumps weren't too far apart. I just wanted to test the movement system and see how it worked overall, and I just wanted to see what kind of jumps were possible. After a bit of tweaking, I did get a starting part of the map going. I just wanted to see what kind of jumps were possible, and this really gave me a good feel of the speed of our character. So I had some plans to give the character a bit more speed so that the game could feel a little more exciting, since this was pretty slow to begin with. So I started making a few smaller adjustments to the map, making sure that everything just looked a little visually appealing. And I also started getting to work on a new type of script. I wanted to start working on the character roll mechanic, which is the mechanic that will essentially allow our character to roll down hills and roll down other parts of the map. My idea for this roll was I wanted the character to left click to start rolling, and once they left click again to recover, they'll essentially kind of just jump up and they'll be able to gain some height as they recover. After I finished up the first prototype of the script, I quickly realized that the player needed some sort of adjusted camera system so that the player isn't rolling all across the screen. I also encountered a few other issues during development, such as the fact that the cube can kind of just clip through the floor sometimes, which was an issue. So I decided to adjust the script so that the cube can actually start colliding with other objects as they enter a rolling mode. At that point, there were only a few things left to do. All I had to do was finish up the map, add the adjusted camera system, and speed up the player just a bit so that the game could feel a little quicker. I also wanted to add some sort of attribute to the character, something that distinguishes them from just being a cube. I went ahead and added a quick prototype for the toggle system so that the player could actually recover from their state, and I also fixed the issue of the camera system so that the camera would actually just focus on the cube now. This already made the game feel a lot better and the recovery felt really snappy, which is something I liked. But there was an issue where something was colliding with the floor that wasn't the cube, which took me a while to figure out. Once I fixed that, the game did feel a lot better and the cube actually rolled properly. But there was one slight problem where the cube wouldn't have any momentum after recovering, which was supposed to be one of the distinguishing features of this roll. The roll was supposed to allow the player to slide down a hill and then just recover and gain some speed and some height. But that wasn't happening, so I had to incorporate some sort of physics fix so that it would actually work properly. After a few small changes, I decided to opt with a system where when the player recovers, they jump once, have a short window of time where they're affected by physics, and then jump again as their full recovery. I think this system adds a lot of uniqueness to the roll system and makes a lot of possibilities for the player, and it overall just feels a lot better for normal jumps and ramp jumps. I really liked how that system came out, and it honestly just felt really nice to use. And by that moment, I realized that I had hit my 1 hour mark. And now I was honestly kind of shocked at how much I got done within this hour, but I really did want to get more into this game. There wasn't many features that I actually put into the game, but I did get the core features and core map building in there, and I got my entire idea that I wanted out there. If I were to do this again, I'd definitely take into consideration how much time I had, but don't leave yet because I have good news. I did end up finishing the game over some time, and the game ended up being really nice. If you want to check it out, it's in the description below. I decided to name it Blocky Roll. It's a great name, I know, but you guys could go check it out in the description below. I'll be playing the game for the first few hours just to say hi and hello to some of you guys, and I'll see how it goes from there. But if you guys did enjoy this video, make sure you leave a like, comment, and subscribe. This video was a lot of fun, and I hope to do a lot more videos like this. But without further ado, I'm usually Reggie, and I'll talk to you guys in the next one. Peace.